Hey, good evening, all of you guys. So this video will be mainly containing of Google Classroom relating things. And first of all, I've been using Google Classroom for the past 2 years, and it's been wonderful. It's been such a game changer with the students, even for me, and even for the parents, because the parents get to know what the teachers are doing and also how the students are coping in class and how they are getting on with their assignments and whatnot. So first things first. There are two ways in going to Google Classroom. You can either go by clicking on this square button and go to Google Classroom, and then it'll open a new tab, or you can type in classroom.google.com, which will also take you to the same place. So my school's academic year just opened like a month ago. So this is all the P6 students. I got 4 slashes right now. So let me maybe go to P63. P means grade in Thailand, so don't get confused. It doesn't mean anything else. So here we call it P6, which stands for grade 6. Okay, so first things first, let's say you come into a Google Classroom, you will not be seeing any of these classes at all. So let us say as a new teacher, you want to add a new classroom. So what you do is, step number one, you see this plus sign here, and you click on it, and you click on create class. And then you give it a class name. Let's say this is for um, maths mathematics teachers, right guys? So let's say it's mathematics teachers, and you can fill all of these up if you want, and then we click create. Now this works amazingly for also like a grade level which has many slashes. I'm not sure how it works back at your home, but in Thailand for a grade level we have many slashes. So like in my school we have 4 slashes for grade 6, so it goes by grade 6 slash 1, p6 slash 2, p6 slash 3, and p6 slash 4. All right, so once you create your class, this is what you'll be seeing. Now let us say the next is, once we have created our classroom, next is of course to invite students into your classroom. There are two methods on how you can invite students to the classroom. Step number one, what you can do is you can go to students. Let me move this right here. We can go to students right here. You can invite students. Now, when you invite students, when you use invite students option, you got to type their email. So let's say you have a lot of students, that will be really a long task. So instead of that, what you can do is you can give out the class code to the students, and they can join your class. So let's say, for example, this is the class code. So this, I can copy it and I can give it to the students, and they can join the class. So let's say if a student doesn't know how to join the class, it is same way how we created a class, but instead of creating, they will join the class. So if you see this plus sign right here, you click on join the class, and then we would paste the class code. All right guys, so same, everything is the same when creating the class. So all the students have to do to join a class is get this code from us, and then they join it by using the code, and then they click join. So once they click join, I'm already joined, so it makes no sense. So once they click join, it will look something like this. So this is all the students I have for my P6 slash 2, I guess. So this is all the students I have. So now we have covered on how to create a class and how we can let the students join a class by either giving the class code or inviting students by their email. Now let's go to the next one. Let's go on how to assign an assignment. So we go back to stream. The stream is the main place where we see everything. Any assignment, any announcement, any question. So let's say we want to create an announcement. Again, once we create an announcement, it will be seen by all of the students everywhere, and they will be intimated by mail also. So let us say I want to create an assignment for the students. Let us say I want to do input and output machines. And then we type in the instruction, please complete the input and output machine worksheet. Have fun. Okay, so now's the best part. So now we can attach files by either attaching it from our desktop or flash drive or whatnot, or we can also upload it from Google Drive. Now I use a lot of Google Drive, so this we're talking about input and output machines. So we just double click it and then it'll be uploaded. Now here's the even more best part, or whatever word we could use. So instead of the students viewing it one at a time, we could change this option to make a copy for each student. So when you assign it, it will make a copy for each student. And by doing that, whenever the students start doing it, first of all, it will save automatically every 2 or 3 seconds. And also we will know straight away that who is that assignment from. So don't forget, if you want to submit it to many students, make a copy for each student. Now, if you have a due date or whatnot, you can also set the due date if you want, but usually I don't do that, but you can definitely set a due date. Once you set this due date, it will also tell the students how many days they have pending in order to finish the work. So now we click assign, and it will be done in like few seconds, and there we go. So now it is done, and we can go in. So this is what each student will have. So mine looks like this. I did all of this in Google Drawing. It's amazing. So how we go on with this is I give an A4 piece of paper to the students where they show all of their working for the answers, and once they get the answers, they drag the answer from the answer box to the outputs. So here we go, boom, boom, whatever the answer is. So let's go to how a finished completed assignment from a student looks like. So let us go to, so this is all the classes I have, and this is a new one that I created just now. Let's go to P6/2, or let us go to maybe P6/3 that just has 20 students. All right, here we go. So input and output machine, I gave it to on May 31st. They all did it. So here it shows how many have done, how many have not done, and how much have I returned to the student. So return means we have checked it and we have given it back. So this assignment, we have 14 questions on it. So I graded using 1 point given for each question. So here we go. This is what it looks like. You can change the point system however you want. And once we return it, each student will be notified on how much marks they got. And we can also leave a personal comment there on how they can rectify it or where they did the mistake. So this is what it will look like once you have returned it to the students. So this is the students' work. This, of course, the instructions. So let us go back a little bit. So this is how it will look like when all students have completed. You have checked it and you have returned to each student. And then you can leave a nice comment here on how the class did on a whole. Now this is what it will look like when, so this class has 26 students. So 25 of them have done it, and one of them have not done it. So we can start checking it and returning it to the students one at a time. But how I usually do it is wait till all the classes finish, and then I check it as a full go. So when we click on done, it will show all the students that have completed the work. And when we click on not done, so I straight away know it is this student whose name is XYZ, whatever the name is. So this particular student has not done this question or this assignment. So this is super good because we exactly know how many students have done. We exactly know how many students have not done. Um, Also, I can leave a comment here for the student who has not done, so he gets to know, and everything else. And it's so good that the students also know their grades, how they've done it, and whatnot. So this is all I can think of right now on doing an assignment. So let us say we want to do. So let us say we want to do an announcement. Let us say for announcement, hey guys, this video is mainly about Google Classroom, which I hope it helps you guys. Oh God, guys, use it more. There we go. So I can post it. Boom, and then the announcement will come for the class where everyone can see it. We can also create questions. Once we create questions, we can also give them like multiple choice questions if you want. You can change this to short answers or multiple choice. So let us say, how good was this video? Let us say option 1, good. Option 2, very good. Option 3, let us give bad. So let's say I did nothing. I helped you guys nothing at all. Let's say option B, could have done better. Or option E, let's say, would like to hear more on Google Classroom. So once we do that, we can ask the students, and once we put it down, all the students will get this question and will get the multiple choice question straight away. So we can do that. We can reuse the post from previous years and stuff. Google Classroom is a huge thing, guys, which I can only take a video of 15 minutes and post it on YouTube. So I don't think I'll be able to clear all of that in this one video. But definitely, if you guys need more help or something that you guys don't know about, I'll definitely help you guys with it. So we quickly learned on how to add an assignment, return work, create assignment, create question, create announcement, and whatnot. We can also, this is so good because some students do get a little bit cheeky and they leave a lot of comments and they disturb the class while class is going on. So here, this student, I can mute or I can delete or whatnot. If I mute him, he'll not able to make any comment anymore. I can delete this comment and everything. So that is even better. So nobody just keeps spamming and whatnot. Um, all of these assignments that I make it from Google Drawings, which definitely I will not have time to do it here. It is on Google Drawings. It is amazing. I would, if you guys are interested on how I did all of my assignments, which is in Google Drive. So I have so many assignments right here. Input output machines, coordinate grids. I got on numbers. I got on multiplication. You can do pretty much anything with it, guys, and you can just keep adding it. So quickly, if you want to go to Google Drawing and you want to play with it, so come to your drive, click on new, and you'll not see it here. So click on more, and then here you'll see Google Drawings, and you can play with it if you want. Google Drawings is so good because many of these I did it on Google Drawing, and it's so helpful and whatnot. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much I could think of right now on Google Classroom. We're almost done with 15 minutes here. I did as much as I could in 15 minutes, but if I didn't, apologize. Anyway, if you have any questions or if you want to learn more about Google Classroom on how I create assignments and everything, please do let me know. I will definitely help you guys out when I have time. And so that's all it will be for today, I guess. So hope you guys enjoyed it and hope it helped you in some way or whatnot. And hope you all have an amazing day. Cheers, guys.